Hello and welcome to another episode of Practical IT Midweek News. This is episode 24 for May the 10th, 2023. Let's get started. Gmail is adding a blue checkmark to better verify senders. This is available to all Google Workplace customers as well as legacy G Suite and business customers. It's also available to personal Google accounts. Since so many of us use Google Suite, it's worth checking out and finding out what changes are coming. You can now switch your Google account to Passkey-Only. As you may know, passkeys are an attempt to move people away from passwords, but let's face it, folks, passwords are not dead yet. They're going to be around for some time to come. But again, you may want to know what's coming and get ready for some changes. And this would be a good time to think about getting a hardware security token, such as a YubiKey. There's a new release of Raspberry Pi OS. This release brings kernel 6.1 LTS, Chromium 13, and more. If you're running a Raspberry Pi, which they're still pretty hard to get these days, you will want to check out this latest update. Essential System Utilities, System Monitoring Center. Sometimes I even surprise myself when preparing for the week. This is a graphical utility I had not encountered. Think Windows Task Manager on steroids with a modern look and feel. So here's an example of one of the screens in the System Monitoring Center. Very useful utility if you're running a Linux desktop. It's worth taking a look. LibreOffice 7.5.3 has been released, fixing 119 bugs. I am continually amazed at the progress the developers have made on LibreOffice. And I beg you, if anyone out there is still using Apache OpenOffice, make the switch. You won't be sorry. If you're a Python user or a Python developer, you will want to know that Python 3.12 has been released with improvements to speed and multiprocessing. It's worth a look and never a bad time to get started with one of the most popular programming languages out there. The first Ubuntu 23.10 daily build ISOs are now available. Maybe a little early to start testing, but it's good to know that the development has started. And as we've covered before, the 23.10 release is going to be called Mantic Minotaur. Find your Mojo, a Python superset with C-level speed. This is currently in heavy development. Mojo could just be the shot in the arm that Python has been needing to give it a little extra speed and just make it a little bit more of a contender with some of the other languages that are out there. So maybe not ready for use right at the moment, but Mojo is worth keeping an eye on and checking out when they have their first release readily available. AMD has its first quarterly loss in years due to fewer consumer sales. AMD's loss was 9% year over year. To put this into perspective, Intel posted a year-over-year loss of 36% for Q1 2023. And as with all things, we will recover from this as well. Microsoft is planning a major change to widgets in Windows 11. This may remind some of you of the Gadgets feature in Windows 7, which most people either loved or hated. So check it out and see what is coming. Hopefully they will still allow us a way to disable this, unlike their advertising. I don't have one of these boxes, but this little mini form factor machine packs quite a punch. This is the GEEKOM Mini IT12. It's got a 12th gen Intel processor in it, and the specs include an i7 1260p with 12 cores, 16 threads, up to 4.7 gigahertz. There is an i5 variant that includes the 1240p, 12 cores, 16 threads, up to 4.4 gigahertz. Intel Iris Xe graphics, DDR4 3200 up to a max of 64 gigs. It's got one populated M.2 2280 PCIe Gen 4x4 SSD, available between 512 gigs and up to 2 terabytes, and an M.2 2242 SATA SSD slot for another 1 terabyte of storage. Comes with Windows 11 Pro, Bluetooth 5.2, Intel Ethernet up to 2.5 gigabits per second, Wi-Fi 6E using the AX211 chipset, and it is very much worth a look if you want a small but powerful machine that could be used as a server for XCP-NG or Proxmox VE or your preferred Type 1 hypervisor. Worth a look if you're in the market for such a machine. Ubuntu 18.04 is reaching end of life. What now? Well, you can get an Ubuntu Pro free plan if you've only got a handful of Ubuntu machines, or you could upgrade to 20.04 LTS, or consider doing a fresh install of 22.04 LTS. Yes, friends, you've got options. Alright, this useful article talks about uploading files to remote system over SSH using SCP or SFTP. Keep in mind that these tools are no longer native to just Linux, BSD, and macOS. Recent versions of Windows 10 and 11 have them built in as well. Client tools for OpenSSH are already installed, and the OpenSSH server is an optional feature in Windows. So yes, folks, you can SSH into a Windows machine. And that might be a subject for a future video. Stay tuned for that. Firefox 1.13 introduces enhanced picture-in-picture and improved security features. And isn't it always great to get new features and improvements? If you're a Firefox user, jump on the bandwagon and get up to that latest version. Parrot Security OS version 5.3 and now includes the 6.1 LTS kernel. Grab your copy today. And as most of you know, yesterday was Patch Tuesday for May 2023, and we've got 3 0-day fixes and 38 flaws that have been addressed. If you're running Windows 10 or 11, please apply these updates at your earliest convenience for your maximum safety. Windows 11 File Explorer gets its biggest update since Windows 8. This is coming in fall of 2023, allegedly. New features based on a preview release include redesigned header with a modern file directory box, search box, and home button, integration with Microsoft 365 for recommended files and deeper file details, updated left side navigation, and details pane for richer experience, new gallery area for a more enhanced photo viewing experience, and some future Windows 11 version may, in fact, include a whole new File Explorer with better performance and new web integration. But hey, you know Microsoft, they may just take and bump this to Windows 12. So don't get your hopes up too high yet, people. At this point in the video, I want to start a new section highlighting videos by creators that I follow. You will, of course, find links in the description of this video. And first up, David over at PE for Doers has a video called Understanding DHCP as Used in a Home Office Network. This is a nice introduction to DHCP for the uninitiated, and a nice refresher for those of us who live in the IT world. Take a look and you might learn something or get a good refresher. Willie Howe has an Ubiquiti Unify OpenVPN server setup video. Willie is one of the Ubiquiti people that I have followed and trusted for quite a long time. And if you've ever wanted to get yourself set up with OpenVPN and Unify, you won't want to miss this video. Willie knows his stuff. And then the last highlight for this week is Quick Tech Solutions, which has a video that features somebody that you just might recognize. So if you missed the live stream, go take a look at the replay. And yes, this is an interview with yours truly. So that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another Practical IT Midweek News. Do what you do down in the comment section. Please like the video, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.